Hi everybody, welcome to Jessie Talks. This is with the hashtag It Girl because I know it, I have it, or I can get it. Very excited today to have our guest Wendy Feldman. Wendy is a health and wellness coach. I had the pleasure of meeting Wendy a few months ago. I think it's really important to share your story and to let our viewers know why you do what you do. But first of all, why don't we tell our viewers what you do?
First of all, thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited for you doing this. So thank you. Thank you very much for including me. And I do love the fact that we are both in pink and black today. This was not planned. We both just kind of wore it. See, things are, I believe in signs. So I, just to kind of jump forward, I was an avid road cyclist, which I think you know, for 10 years. And I was riding 250 miles, 300 miles a week, probably a good 8 to 20 hours a week. So it was a lot and I was loving it. And after 10 years, I had never had a crash. So that was great for me. And then one day I did, and it was a big crash, and I was left unconscious in the middle of a road up in the hills of Tilden Park. It was a large recovery, as you can imagine, after that. I have 3 kids, and at the time they were 14, 12, and 10.
Wow.
So that was a big deal for them to come up, take that elevator ride up, and not know what their mom was going to look like. Lucky for me, I did not have one scratch on my face, but I had pretty much kind of broken things head to toe, had a really bad traumatic brain injury. So just, again, to kind of flash forward through that rehabilitation, that really taught me about putting things in perspective, because all that matters is your health and getting back at it. And I have been teaching Daily Method, which is a bar class in Lafayette, Piedmont, and Berkeley. I've been teaching at those studios. I've been teaching for about 5 years when I had the accident. So stopped my teaching, kind of put life on hold, and when I got back to it, my kids asked me, they said, "Mom, why don't you ride a stationary bike?" And I decided to get certified to teach spin. So I got my certification to teach indoor spin classes, and I've been teaching spin for 4 years.
That's amazing. That's an amazing story. I know it's kind of funny because I resonate a lot with what you're talking about, tragedy, brain injury, recovery, resilience, not looking back, moving forward. So tell me about your clients when they come to you. Obviously, they come to you because they want to be physically fit, but it sounds to me like you dig a little bit deeper because you're going from the inside out. So tell me what your clients come to you looking for. And
I do. We dig from the inside out, and that was that's actually what I learned when I started teaching the Daily Method. It's you work from the inside out. It's about from the core outward. And that is kind of a mantra and a motto that I take through my day, and I work with my clients on that they'll come to me and say, okay, I'm not happy, I've been eating this, I've been doing this, how do I get back on track? How do I want to lose 10 pounds? So for me, right off the bat, we go through a whole series where I'll kind of do an assessment with them and talk to them about their life history and foods they ate when they were younger, and a whole series. But I go off of forget about the scale, forget about the weight you want to drop. Let's work and get strong, because it's about strength. And strength, being strong, will do amazing things for you. So I always think about sometimes in terms of an athlete. Being an athlete really requires talent. Being fit and being healthy, there is a sense of talent, of course, but it really requires passion, dedication, determination, and discipline, which of course does an athlete as well. Then obviously that's what you get to. But
amazing. So tell me when you have a client who's on the road to a successful health plan and they lose motivation. Tell me what you do, or how do you actually re-inspire them?
Absolutely, people can lose motivation. That is a number one factor in keeping that plan. Sure. And so when I work with clients, I text them, how we doing? And if, especially I text a lot of my clients saying, oh, I'm teaching today, da da da. If it's not a one-on-one client, if it's, I have, so many clients that follow me regularly, whether in my classes, whether it's spin or daily method, but I text them, I'm teaching today at such and such time. And a lot of them will say, had you not texted me, I probably wouldn't have come in. So it's those reminders, for me, it seems easy. It's like, oh, well, of course I'm going to work out every day. I'm going to do this. But it's the reminder that, hey, I'm going to be there. Come see me, or come take this class. And a lot of them will say, oh, I'm really tired. I don't think I'm like, come in, you'll have a great time. It'll be fun. And they always then inevitably walk out feeling so much better that they came in. I really encourage to just stick with it. And we talk about, okay, is there something else maybe you can take back? When you cut things out of your life, you leave a little bit of room to add something new in. So we talk about what can you pull out, and let's put more of this in.
Sure.
So it's checks and balances. Everything's about balance. I work with them.
Awesome. So obviously your clients look to you for inspiration, for motivation. Who do you look to for inspiration and motivation?
I'm not sure if it's so much a who anymore. It's more of a what. And what's guided my life in the last 5 to so or 7 years, it's about the word downsize, which we hear so much these days. There's downsize, minimalist, you hear that term, those terms are kind of tossed out there a lot.
Right.
But I have to say there's something for that. For me, it's simple. Mm-hmm. Keep it simple. My workouts for my structure for my clients, simple. The more basic, the better. Back to basics. It's how we teach at the Daily Method. It's the more simple. You're using your own body as resistance. You don't need a lot of outside excess things. Mm-hmm. So it's the same thing when we're in the spin class. You've got the bike, and it's your own body. You're making, you throw a little gear on here or there. Other than that, you're making the wheels go. You're adding the cadence. You're adding the power.
Sure.
It's the same thing. So it's more of a what I would say that's what keeps me going, is keeping in that, just keeping it simple, keeping it clean. It's how I eat. Keep it clean, keep it simple, back to the basics.
Awesome answer. I love it. Tell me a little bit about how you handle stress, because stress seems to motivate people to eat what probably they shouldn't be eating. Stress can also deter you from your regimen of going to the gym every day.
Absolutely.
I'm totally guilty of that. I tell my coach, I was like, I'm just so tired. And she said, well, you're kind of being counterproductive.
That's right. That's right.
So how do you handle stress?
Do
you get back on your bike?
Not very well sometimes, I think, but those around me will say, no. I work very well under pressure. And my way to combat is just breathe. I meditate, which I think I told you about. Right. I started doing that probably 6 months ago. In the morning when I get up, spend 4 or 5 minutes. You just take that quiet time, center yourself. You can do that anytime throughout the day. If you're in an office, if you're in your car, it doesn't matter. Just take that time, just breathe. It is so much about breathing. It's about centering yourself and not getting up to that point up here. You've just got to keep it. It's that keeping it simple. Just keep it calm, keep it low, and you'll be able to think clearer with that.
Awesome. So I want to tell you that a few weeks ago you did a little meditation exercise with us at our women's group, and I often find myself at that witching hour waking up, very stressed out, full of anxiety because I'm worried about work or my children or day-to-day life. And I have been using that breathing technique, and it puts me into the deepest sleep that I wish I could stay asleep forever. So I think that there's definitely value to practicing the meditation and, being able to alleviate some of the stress and anxiety that we can sometimes be overwhelmed with.
Well, absolutely. And that also, one thing I wanted to mention, as you said that, in the middle of the night you wake up, and this is so common for so many people to wake up and they can't go back to sleep, and then they lie there thinking about all the things. And the more you think about things that you have to do, you hear the clock or you watch whatever. But if you do that meditation, it's the breathing. If you just focus on your breathing, just focus on the inhale, focus on the exhale, focus on the inhale. If you take your mind to focus on something, you will just fall back to sleep.
I do want to thank you so much for giving us your time today. Why don't you let our viewers know how they can contact you? And, anybody out there that's looking to improve their health or wanting to learn how to meditate, or they're just trying to better themselves, how can they reach you?
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you so much. This has been such a pleasure to be here. Thank you. I'm Wendy Feldman. My business is Exera Fitness. It is spelled Exera Fitness, and you can reach me at exerafitness.com. My other, you can reach me on email at wendy@exerafitness.com, and find me on Facebook and reach out. I would absolutely love to meet you or work with you or help you in any way that I can.
Perfect. Thanks so much. I wish you a very successful 2019. I have no doubt that you will continue to excel.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.